good, y'all? I'm Jerry, about to check out 10 wrestlers who went out script and changed their match on the spot. This video is by Wrestling Flashback. One particular moment was when I think they had to change the match up, the spot or the match at all was when Neville faced Chris Jericho in the match on Raw, and Neville accidentally broke his ankle, and they had to kind of cancel the match, and Chris Jericho had to be disqualified because Neville couldn't continue in the match, and the referee didn't want to stop it. So we about to see other things, other wrestlers who was on this list. So we about to hop into this video. We're on the road to 2K subscribers. Let's go.
In wrestling, anything can change at a moment's notice, and no matter how much planning is done beforehand, all it takes is for one thing to completely change the course of a match. This can sometimes include the finish and the winner of the match itself. We'll look at various examples today as we list 10 wrestling matches changed on the fly. One of the most common reasons a match will change on the fly is because of an injury. An example of this happening occurred at Over the Limit 2010 during a match between Randy Orton and Edge. When performing his signature taunt of pounding the mat in anticipation for the RKO, Orton dislocated his shoulder.
I ain't know that.
See, look right there. The right arm may be compromised.
This resulted in the referee throwing up the X sign, which usually signals the end of a match. Orton kept wrestling though, but it was clear he couldn't continue. The Viper hatched a plan to end the match. He mentioned this to Edge, who then told the referee. Edge positioned Orton against the barricade and went for the spear, only to miss. With both men down, the referee counted them out with the official decision going down as a double countout.
I did not know this.
This bout, a double countout.
Orton was back wrestling within a few weeks, but made sure to alter his pounding to the mat when he returned, as Orton began to use his forearms to hit the mat instead of punching downwards. Orton is involved again.
That's why he started doing that forearm stuff.
The finish to be changed in RK Bros match versus Street Profits on the February 28th episode of Raw in 2022. Montez Ford countered an RKO with an enziguri, and then climbed to the top rope to hit a frog splash. Ford landed awkwardly, however, catching Orton in the ribs.
Here it comes!
Ooh!
From the top!
This rocked Orton, who's clearly hurt. Ford made the cover while Orton attempted to get his foot on the rope, only for Angelo Dawkins to push it away, giving the Street Profits the win. RK Bro was supposed to have won the match, but due to Orton being hurt, the wrestlers decided to end the match there and then. Orton, despite being shaken up by the injury on the night, was back wrestling the next week as he and Riddle captured the Raw Tag Team title.
That's what's up.
Next we have a case of a wrestler.
I wish Randy won a speedy recovery.
To a match in their favor.
He's still out with a back injury.
Made his wrestling debut in the WWF against Shawn Stasiak at Survivor Series 1999. The two proceeded to have an uneventful encounter, which led to the fans directing boring and Detroit Red Wings chants at the
I thought
match.
Kurt came in '98.
The referee then got word from Vince McMahon to tell Kurt to get on the microphone and cut a heel promo on the fans.
The referee, he says, go outside the ring, grab the microphone, and say you do not chant boring to an Olympic gold medalist. And I was like, holy shit. Nobody warned me ahead of time, but this was improvisation by Vince.
You do not do Olympic gold medals. I'm the best in the world.
This worked well as the fans began to boo Angle instead of the match. Kurt got the win with the yet-to-be-named Angle Slam as the Olympic gold medalist cemented himself as a heel, thanks to great improvisation from both Vince and Kurt himself.
And a real athlete like Kurt
That's what's up.
Olympic gold medalist. How can they boo?
A non-wrestler being involved in a match is always a risk, and usually
this was another one when Vicky didn't time her spots correctly.
We'll see an impromptu
Doing a Ray versus Eddie's
that
match, ladder match.
This went down when Shane McMahon took on The Miz in a Falls Count Anywhere match at WrestleMania 35.
That match was crazy.
Turned on The Miz by attacking Miz's dad, who sat at ringside for this WrestleMania clash. Shane was heavy-handed with Miz's father straight away, leading to The Miz's dad later getting involved in the match by stopping Shane from delivering an elbow drop to Miz through the announce table. Then, in an unscripted moment, Shane instructed Miz's dad to get in the ring. The two squared off as Shane gave Miz's dad a hand by bringing his fists up higher in front of his face. McMahon then proceeded to put a beating on Miz's father, breaking one of his ribs in the process.
I wasn't supposed to get in the ring.
That wasn't a part of the show?
But he said, whatever happens, just follow my lead. And he was calling me into the ring, and I thought, what's going on? I'm not supposed to get in the ring. And I got in the ring, and that's where he actually kneed me in the I broke a rib.
Miz made the save by attacking Shane and then checking on his dad and signaling for the EMT's assistance.
When I was laying down there, yes, he said, are you hurt? I go, no. But I was, okay? They didn't know where to take me. I mean, they came over, what are you supposed to do? I said, What the hell do I know? I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
The Miz and Shane continued to wrestle as the climax of the match drew near. It came when the Miz suplexed Shane off a production
That was a scary
onto a
spot.
platform below.
Don't do this!
With both men down, Shane was able to put his arm onto Miz, resulting in a cover, and it was this that got McMahon the win. Miz's father
That match
received
is
praise
good,
for his
though.
role in the match, with Vince McMahon even saying Miz's dad was the chairman's favourite part of that year's WrestleMania.
Okay,
But DDP
okay.
and Eddie Guerrero's career were on the upward trajectory when they clashed at WCW Halloween Havoc 1996.
Ooh.
The two were on their way to having a decent match until Guerrero injured his ribs diving to the outside.
When he came down on me, he popped that rib.
The two continued working, but with Eddie's ribs being too hurt to execute the planned frog splash finish, Guerrero called an audible and told Dallas to hit the diamond cutter for the victory.
We're both down, and he's going, diamond cutter, diamond cutter. Boom, I hit the diamond cutter. Well, I didn't realize he was hurt in the back, but that's how giving he was, too. But he could have said small package. 1, 2. No, he got it.
This denied Eddie what would have been a big win on pay-per-view. This made it all the more commendable that Guerrero saw fit to change the finish and award DDP the win.
That's
True
what's up.
disqualification is something we rarely see in wrestling.
A class act by Eddie Guerrero. A class act.
Fandango wrestled Kofi Kingston. The two were in the midst of a two-segment match when Kofi geared up for his finishing move, the Trouble in Paradise. Fandango's valet, Summer Rae, was to pull out Kingston's foot to cause the distraction and give Fandango the advantage. However, Summer grabbed Kofi's foot in view of the referee, who then
did it too
promptly
early.
called for the disqualification,
Oh.
thus declaring Kingston the winner.
I grabbed, and the ref saw, rang the bell, and disqualified him. And I think at this point he hadn't won a lot in a while, and they was finally going over, and my heart stopped.
Fandango had originally been booked to win, presumably as a result of Summer's distraction, but because the ref saw her getting involved, he decided to end the match there and then. When The
I
Rock
know
met
that.
Hulk Hogan
I did
in
not know that.
Icon vs. Icon Clash at WrestleMania 18, both men agreed that they would feel the crowd before deciding what way the match would go. Following the opening exchange, The Rock realized the role he would play in the bout as the crowd leaned in favor of Hogan over the Great One. From there, The Rock began to heel it up, swinging the audience firmly in the direction of the Hulkster.
But in that moment, something told me, my gut spoke to me and said, I'm going to sell this thing like a heel.
The two would go on to have a history-making match, with the crowd in the palm of their hands every step
I mean,
of
they
the way.
cheered
The fans
Hogan.
maintained an electric
Hogan was the
finish,
heel.
the likes of which had rarely been seen before, and certainly hasn't been seen since. Following the People's Elbow, The Rock captured the greatest victory of his career. The decision to work the match.
I think that was his
as a heel
first WrestleMania
proved
victory.
genius, but there was still one more audible to be called. This time coming from the
His
gorilla
big-
position. As
I think
Orton
his
now
first
ordered
big
down the
WrestleMania
ring to
win.
turn on Hogan. This was done so Rock and Hogan could clean house and stand tall together as crowd favorites following the match. And this was exactly what happened as Hogan posed for the fans, with The Rock watching on in approval.
Hogan also told me he didn't realize the NWO was going to turn on that match. They just came up with that. On the spot
Damn.
at WrestleMania.
Rock and Hogan later posed on the ramp to cap off one of wrestling's most legendary matches. Another audible being called.
That was a good damn match. That should have been the main event.
In September 1998, the Great One, who was on his ascent to the main event, teamed with rivals at the time, Ken Shamrock and Mankind, to take on The Undertaker and Kane in a handicap tag team match. Mankind, Rock and Shamrock began to brawl before their opponents even entered the ring. Then, once things got going, it became a race against time to finish the match before the show went off the air. Earl Hebner could audibly be heard telling the wrestlers they had 25 seconds to wrap up. But the battle against the clock got tougher after Rock and Taker messed up a move. They repeated the spot which saw the People's Champion hit the rock bottom to defeat the Phenom clean in the middle, giving the Dead Man his first true clean loss since debuting with the company 8
Damn,
years prior.
that was his
Taker
first
would
clean
later
loss?
reveal that the tightness for time and botched finishing sequence resulted in him deciding that the Rock should win.
I had to audible. We were in trouble time-wise. I remember telling him, I'm sorry, kid, it's your night. He hit me with rock bottom and beat me. It was the right thing to do for business.
Last minute
Okay.
changes are nothing new in wrestling, but the finish of a match being changed whilst the wrestlers are making their entrance is less common. Nevertheless, this is what happened when Tommy Dreamer fought Daivari at the infamous December to Dismember pay-per-view in 2006. During Daivari's entrance, we can see the referee being told in his earpiece that the finish had been changed, as Dreamer, who was initially the one going over, would now be losing the match.
And they changed the finish on me. But I have to still get chokeslammed by the Great Khali. I'm pissed, but I'm just like, I'll show them. I'll take a crazy bump.
A furious Dreamer walks to the ring as he and Daivari wrestled a nothing match that saw the Great Khali get ejected from ringside for causing Dreamer to fall out of the ring. The finish came when Daivari countered a DDT into a schoolboy. Afterward, Dreamer chased Daivari to the back, only for the innovator of violence to be grabbed by the Great Khali, who gave Tommy a nasty tree slam.
Oh, no. Oh, my God.
Oh!
In the match, Dreamer attempted to quit the company after being part of perhaps the worst pay-per-view in WWE history.
Vince goes to the end of the room. I go, what the fuck did I ever do to deserve this? And he goes, Tommy, it was my decision. It was the wrong decision, and I apologize. And then he goes, I don't know what to do with ECW.
Our final moment involves Ryback being forced to change his match on the fly when he
That's
squared
crazy.
off with Tensai on the October 1st, 2012 edition of Raw. Ryback was in the midst of a winning streak at the time, and it became clear Tensai would be no match for the big guy, as following a meat-up clothesline, Ryback signaled for the Shell Shock, which was the planned finish for the match. However, problems arose as Ryback struggled to get Tensai
get
off
him
the
up.
move, falling on both
Get the
attempts.
botch it.
This led to Ryback instead finishing the match with a second meat-up clothesline. Ryback had successfully hit the Shell Shock on Tensai the previous week, but this time round it was simply a case of the big guy struggling to get Tensai on his shoulders. Ryback later revealed this while also denying Tensai tried to sandbag him. And that brings us to the end of this video. As always, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel.
Alright y'all, great video man. Let me know down below in the comments on what y'all thought of my reaction to this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. I'm out. Peace.